guys, welcome back into my channel, and this is my kitchen. My name is Valerio and I'm here today to cook the first dish for you. It's gonna be an easy one, very few ingredients. It's spaghetti aglio olio, as you might have seen from the title of the video, and red pepper, peperoncino in Italian. So it's three ingredients. It's the olive oil, and is the extra virgin olive oil, which is this one. Then we have the garlic, a fresh garlic. Then we have the red pepper. You might have this type of pepper, let's say a little bit dry, or even the fresh one is good as well. It depends from your favorite taste. This is just red pepper. See this? Perfect. Then another ingredient which is optional, but most of the people put in it, is the parsley over here, which I just got from my garden. So as I said, this is done with spaghetti. Here is a type of spaghetti. We will have a lot of talking about the type of pasta we use. It depends from the recipe that you are doing. And in this one, what you need is spaghetti. And that's it. So let's start with the basics. We need to put some water into the pan.
Hai detto prima.
Let's call it pot. So we put the water in it, and we start the fire. We put as well the cap on top. So first thing you gotta remember is that you put the pasta only when the water is boiling. You don't put the pasta before, otherwise it's a shit. We can say it's a shit. It's one of the musts that we have when cooking Italian food and Italian pasta, is that you need to put the pasta just when the water is boiling. I know this is the basics, but I know a lot of people that put the pasta right away. That's not good. That's good for potatoes, it's not good for pasta. So one thing you gotta remember. So we can start, after we turn on the water, working on our ingredients. The first one is the garlic with a knife. So guys, this is a recipe that is good for if you invite a lot of people to your house, some friends. This is very easy ingredients, you can find everywhere. It's kind of easy to do. There is just a couple of things you gotta remember, but it's something that you can do basically every day. When I don't know what to do, I do this type of pasta, which for me is very good and simple. Plus you usually should always have this type of ingredients in your kitchen. So yeah, we should open the garlic. Another thing you gotta remember is that if you cook this kind of pasta, you should not invite your date at the dinner, because you're gonna smell of garlic for a couple of weeks after eating this pasta. Also your hands are gonna smell of garlic. And the thing is that you can open the garlic in several ways. I mean, there is some people that don't even peel the garlic, and they just punch it and put it in the cooking pan as it is. But I personally don't like to have the peel to eat it. So at this point, what I usually do is to take my hand over here and punch the garlic like this. You see this? Now there's two things. This is very nice because the garlic is squished and the flavor is gonna get released afterwards, we will see. The negative thing is that your hand is gonna smell of garlic for a couple of weeks after it. So there is the other technique that I'm gonna show you as well. It's just to cut the garlic in really small slices. For me this doesn't really make sense, but there is some people who like to have the garlic at the end in their plate, so it can be nice if you want to do this. I'm gonna do both ways anyway, it's not that bad. So after after we peel the garlic, we're gonna take the olive oil. So on the olive oil, we're gonna do a lot of videos about it. We're gonna even in October see how the olive oil is done. For now, just get the color, because probably, see, this is another type of olive oil which is not that good. See, the color is like pea, a little bit yellow, but anyway, the fact is that this is olive oil which has been diluted with water and other additives which I don't even want to know. Whereas this is really pure extra virgin olive oil, and the olive has been smashed with cold stone. Okay, this is just a generic thing. Just remember that you should not see you through the bottle, and the bottle should not cost less than 8 euros, otherwise it's not really pure olive oil. Just so you know, but we'll go on it even afterwards. So we put the olive oil into the cooking pan that we just put over here. It's a wok, whatever you want to call it. It's a cooking pan a little bit curved. But if you have a flat one, it's the same thing. It's just that at the end I'm gonna jump the pasta. So I'm gonna put the olive oil in it. You see it's pretty dense as olive oil. So this is of course a pasta cooked with olive oil, so you're gonna need to put some of it. So don't be stingy with olive oil, just go with it. And we turn on the fire. We're gonna put it very slow and sweet, whatever you wanna call it, but not very hard, I mean very low. What we're gonna do is to put the garlic on it. So it's the two garlic. See, this one is the smashed one, and this other one is the one that I cut in little pieces. You can do whatever ways you like, it doesn't matter. It depends from your taste. If you do the smashed one, it's gonna be easy afterwards to remove it. Our goal is to get that garlic golden. So in a little bit you will see a little bit frying. So I'm sorry for my English, sometimes I do mistake, but it's like that. You gotta accept it. So the next ingredient, as I said, is the red pepper. We're gonna take one. So if you eat this pepper entire like this, you might die because it's very spicy. And you know, in the pepper, the most spicy part is one in the point, like this. So I'm gonna usually remove it, and afterwards I'm gonna slice it a little bit. And you know, I like a little bit of spicy in my pasta, so I'm gonna put part of it just when the garlic is getting golden. You can see that the garlic here is frying. So the big one is not, but on the bottom it is. The small one will slowly get golden. See, like this. Now what we're gonna do is to put the red pepper into the oil. Just let's wait another little bit. It needs to be around halfway golden. So we see here it's getting, so put the red pepper in it. So the quantity of the pepper depends from your taste, and of course of how much the pepper is spicy, because if it is too much, you're not gonna eat the pasta anyway, because you're not gonna stand it. The garlic here is getting golden, so what we're gonna do is to turn off the fire and just let it go, because the cooking pan anyway it's a little bit warm, so this can stay like this. See, this one is the big one. At the end, if you only do the big one, the flavor is gonna stay in the olive oil, so you can remove it easily afterwards, and there is no issue. You're still gonna have the flavor of the garlic, of course, in the olive oil, but you're not gonna have it under your teeth. So it's probably a little bit better if you're gonna kiss some girl or the other way around. We have the water going here, still not boiling, so we're gonna turn up a little bit the fire. So there is already the smell coming up from the garlic and the olive oil. So the third ingredient that we're gonna work with is the fourth actually ingredient, which as I told you, some people put, some other people don't, is the parsley. Now the parsley, it's a plant that gives flavor to the pasta. They say that if you cut this type of plants that gives flavor with the knife, they lose a little bit of the taste or whatever it is. So they advise you to, to cut it with your hands like this. Now, yeah, you can do that, or you can just go with the knife, whatever you wanna do. It's just that make sure to take most of all the leaves, because the bottom part here is very hard, so just take the leaves and throw the bottom part away. I saved a couple of them just to put on the plate at the end. If you want to do this shit or not do it, it's the same thing. It doesn't change the taste. But I don't know, in MasterChef they do it, so we might do it or we might not do it. We'll see afterwards. We cut the parsley, we have everything done in the cooking pan. There is the olive oil. The water is about to boil. I think it will need another 4 minutes, so we're gonna cut a little bit the video here. Here is the spaghetti. Just a mention to the spaghetti, this is the brand. Can I show the brand? I don't know. I asked so let's not show the brand. It doesn't matter anyway. The fact is that it's a type of spaghetti that is called I don't know the name in English, but I'm gonna show you them afterwards. It's different from the regular spaghetti that you find everywhere in the world, because those ones are very smooth. These ones are a little bit able to get the oil and to get some oil onto. So let's wait the water boils. Okay guys, so the water is boiling here. Very important now, don't forget to put the salt in the water. We usually use the big salt over here. It's not the small one, but it's the big one. You gotta understand how much salty the salt is compared to the quantity of water that you put, and just throw it in. This you will get with the experience, but my advice is to put less salt rather than to exaggerate, because if you put less salt you can still add it at the end, whereas if you put too much you cannot do anything about it and your pasta will not be eatable at all. So we put the salt, we still didn't put the spaghetti in it, so we have the plastic thing over here. You can open it normally or be cool, it's your choice, with your friends. And then depends from how much pasta you want to do. Now here I have 2 guys eating, and so we usually do half of it, 250 grams, more or less. There is people that sell those stuff to tell you how much pasta you're putting in it, but it's so easy to do it. So it depends how hungry you are. So 2 people, 3 people, depends. So you can come over here, cameraman, come. So we put the spaghetti in it. You see it over here. The last part you can put it in with a wooden thing over here, just to avoid that you burn your fingers. It's gonna be easy. It's not that hard. So we put it here. Let's say a couple of times we twist the water in order not to have them stick at the bottom of the cooking pot. Here I have a specific cooking pot. It's one with already another piece inside to take out the pasta. Now I don't even know if I'm gonna use it now, because for the spaghetti and we're gonna need the water, so I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not, but just to tell you a specific one. So guys, I'm gonna put it's around 5 minutes that we're cooking the pasta. I'm gonna twist it a little bit just to avoid that it's gonna stick on the bottom of the pot. and then we're gonna pull it out a little bit earlier. Here it says 11 minutes, but then we are gonna pull it out around 9 minutes. So let's say other 1-2 minutes we're gonna pull it out. We're gonna end up the cooking in the wok, in the cooking pan. And this is important because we need the pasta to release some. I think in English is amylose. Is the specific ingredient that the pasta releases. And we are gonna need that to get a creamy sauce because we only have right now olive oil, which is very good, but it's not gonna be very creamy. So we're gonna end up the cooking in the pasta. It's around another 1-2 minutes, and then we're gonna do this thing together. So let's taste the pasta. This is very important. I don't know, a lot of people don't do this, but for me it doesn't make sense not to take one spaghetti and check. It's still hard. I would say that it needs another minute in the water, and then we're gonna end up in the cooking pan. So let's wait another minute. Okay, so now the pasta is good to get out from the water. I'm gonna need a couple of that I threw away for the video. There it is. Got them back. So I'm gonna take the spaghetti. I'm gonna dry them a little bit, but not even too much because we're gonna need the water anyway. So this spaghetti doesn't come out. Hold on, so over here. There you go. So we put it over here and we turn on the wok because, as I said, we're gonna end up the cooking. You see, it's frying, so this is not good. And as the pasta needs another couple of minutes of cooking, we're gonna add some water from the pot. So we're gonna add a little bit of water from the pot. And as I said, this is important because we're gonna need this pasta to release the substance, the amido. I guess it's amylose in English, I don't know, I'm gonna look it up afterwards. So we're gonna do this thing. See, you keep it moving a little bit so that it gets creamy. And you're gonna do this for the remaining minutes of cooking, which I would say it's another 1-2 minutes. So you see there is the water here, and now this is gonna go out. You can adjust the flame as much as you need. If you do it like this in circle, you make the pasta easier to release the substance. Otherwise, you can also shake it a little bit like this if you're not able to. I don't know. You just check. If you do it like this, it's gonna be very cool. My advice is not to exaggerate with the water because you can still, as the salt, you can still add some water if it is not enough. But if you add too much water, then you're gonna overcook the pasta to have the water dry. So just don't exaggerate with the water. So we're doing fine. You see this. The olive oil is mixed with the amido, and it's creating a little sauce. Now we're gonna go on another couple of minutes. Not even less, I guess. Just about when the see it's becoming a little bit creamy. By the way, I just left the garlic, the big piece of garlic, because for me it's not a big deal and it still gives flavor, so I left it in. So now the water it's almost gone, and you have this little sauce over here that I created from the pasta. And you might have noticed that we still didn't add the parsley. The reason is because it's better not to cook it too much. So this is the right moment to put it in. the one that we cut earlier. And the reason is because you need this to give flavor at the end. So I guess we can turn off the fire. Now is the big moment. I'm gonna jump the pasta for the first time in the video, so get ready for it. Get the parsley giving some flavor to the pasta, probably a curved cooking pan because it's easier to do this movement. Otherwise you can just flip it with the wooden stick, it's not a problem. So now it's done, you see how it's creamy. You can add some olive oil to the pasta and then it's a little bit and have a stronger taste of olive oil. If you have a good olive oil, I advise you to put it at the end, some raw olive oil, which is very good, but otherwise you can leave it like it is. What we need to do now is just to put the pasta on the plate. I'm gonna take the plate. There we go. Okay, we put the parsley on top of it. I don't know if it makes you look cooler or not. For me, it's nonsense, but people do it. So let's try this pasta. It's very easy, so I already know that this is gonna be good. But let's try this. It's very simple, so it's very nice, and I didn't overcook it, which is the most important thing that you gotta do. So I can feel the parsley a lot, which I like. If you don't like the parsley, don't put it, but at the end it's a very easy plate that you can do when you have a lot of people eating at your house. If you like the video, just put a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you didn't like the video, subscribe to the channel, put a like and share anyway, because I don't give a shit. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.